Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Color X Malice along Takeru Sasazuka's route. It's only episode 2, so not a whole lot has happened. Takeru kind of posed us a quandary a bit in a way, I guess you could say, and we have to come up with an answer for him at some point. I'm surprised he gave us so much time to think about it. So I guess we gotta go to work and then we'll see him at night or something. Let's check that out. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Yeah, this should be good. Since I'd woken up earlier than usual, I was diligently working on making today's bento. No matter how busy life got, I tried to make sure I cooked for myself. It calmed me down, and I'd also get good food as a result. We're going to end up sharing that with him, aren't we? I think about the process and the work. I visualize the combination of the ingredients and seasonings and the completed dish. The whole process is really fun for me. And at least Kazuki eats the bento box that I make for him. He never says anything in particular about it, but whenever I saw a lunchbox that came back empty, I felt a little bit relieved. That was probably especially true right now, because our relationship was a bit strained. Today's bento had Kazuki's favorite food. It was grilled pork marinated in miso. The key to the dish is grated apples. The acidity tenderizes the meat so it soaks up the marinade. It's actually a popular menu item back at my parents' inn. It sounds pretty good. Why did they make so much food that sounds good in this game? I feel like they should sell a recipe book with this game. The Color X Malice cookbook. Oh, I just had a thought. Sakuragawa likes meat, right? Well, maybe we can do some cooking of that for her. Forensics might have worked all night because of yesterday's incident. Maybe I'll take some for her too. I wondered if that would make her suspicious. Simply wanting to give her my delicious cooking a try was a perfectly normal motivation for doing so, but maybe... Isn't that just a bit arrogant to call your own cooking delicious? I should make it just in case. If she gave it back to me, then I could just have Saiki eat it or something. What, will he eat anything? I had the feeling he'd love to eat something from me. After I settled upon my decision, I began to prepare enough meat for 3 servings. You could probably give her like 4 or 5. Kazuki, look a mess. By the time Kazuki came into the living room, breakfast and the bento were already finished. You got back early in the morning, right? Did you get enough sleep? Man, who cares? I do. Although it's common now, I sighed when Kazuki disgustedly clicked his tongue upon seeing me. Are you sure you're not causing trouble for Akito's family? We have to properly thank them later. He completely ignored me. If I pushed further, it'd become an argument. Oh, so Kazuki's gonna be an ass in this route too, huh? I like the routes better when he's not such a jerk. When I met Akito the next time, I had to be sure to thank him. Breakfast is ready. Just take a seat and wait. Stop you lip-syncing me all over the place. As the conversation reached an abrupt death, I recalled the conversation that I had with Sasazuka last night. I had slightly puzzled feelings as I served the rice and miso soup. After I got dressed and went to work, I immediately headed to forensics. Am I going to ask Shiraishi for help on this puzzle? But Sakuragawa was out taking a nap. She must be exhausted. After someone told me where her desk was, I left her a note in the bento I made for her, and immediately went back to my desk. There was an official announcement on the news this morning, which stated that yesterday's incident was related to X Day. It spurred a lot of calls that morning. Are you alright, Mochida?
Well, I made sure to grab a nap. I'll manage.
Bags under his eyes. It doesn't look like he slept much. I tried to ease his weariness by dealing with as many of the constantly ringing phones as was humanly possible. Aw, you're a good subordinate. Yes, you have reached the SRCPO. This is Hoshino speaking. What? After I finished up a phone conversation, I noticed that the hallway was bustling.
Hey, on the video site, there's another X-Day video.
Huh? Once I heard those words, I reflexively began typing on the keyboard.
X Day. Only 23 days until rebirth.
Is this a park somewhere? It showed a fire near a public restroom.
Excessive love can become a dangerous weapon. This is doubly true for delusional love. A terrified woman is threatened on a nightly basis, yet the police ignore her plight.
What does it mean? Something stuck in a corner of my mind. Although the voice was altered, the voice's cruelness comes through clearly.
Adonis will let fall the hammer of judgment for all our fellow women who have endured such terror.
A dark figure was visible in the roaring flames. Could that be...
The reports keep on coming. We're too late. Like yesterday, they're requesting SRCPO backup. Hoshino, I want you on standby here.
Huh? But...
We need people responding here too.
It says Mochida said understood, but I think I'm supposed to say that. Mochida patted my shoulder, said he was relying on me, and left immediately. Maybe... I took out my cell phone from my chest pocket. The sender of the text was just as I expected.
Are you going to the crime scene?
I replied immediately. No, I'm on standby. I've been sidelined. The response also came quickly.
Okay, fine.
I wonder if he wanted me to go to the crime scene. Probably. He could have learned something. While I stared at the extremely terse texts, the phones immediately started ringing. Yes, you have reached the SRCPO. How many times a day do I have to say that? December 8th. 1:10 p.m.? After a little past noon, I was finally given a break. Because these incidents happened on consecutive days, a lot of residents were hysterical, and dealing with them burned me out. I'm starving. I usually ate my lunch at my desk, but right now I wanted to go outside. To the rooftop it is. I wasn't going to make it through the day if I didn't try and change up my mood a bit. It's cold. I don't really want to eat on the roof in a coat. Oh, perfect timing. I just happened to coincidentally bump into Sakuragawa. Thank you for all your hard work. After saying that, I saw our hands holding what was unmistakably the bento box I'd made, so my shoulders tensed up for a moment. Maybe she hated it? Why would you think that? Thanks for this. Are you going on break right now too? Are you going to try to steal the meat out of my box? Yes. What's with the sketchy behavior? If you're going to eat lunch, I know a good spot. So let's go eat together. What? Without understanding what's going on, I began walking to keep up as Sakuragawa grabbed my hand and led the way. Oh, Shiraishi's office? Oh, Hoshino is the other guest that you were talking about. I've been led to field support, also known as Shiraishi's base. Shiraishi's base. As my eyes began to involuntarily wander, Mukai smiled happily. If you're looking for the director, he's gone. Don't worry about it. What, you don't like Shiraishi either? Then this is even more perfect. What is? Don't worry. Please take a seat. I'll make some tea right now. Mukai walked over toward the pot with a peppy-looking gait. Here, this way. Does the Shiraishi bashing coalition exist in this one? Sakuragawa pulled me over, and I sat on a chair in the lounge area. When he's gone, this place is heaven. It's warm and there's good tea here. Let me guess, you eat lunch with Mukai here every day? When our lunchtimes match. This seems like an unexpected friendship. They gave off completely different vibes, but perhaps they had a common interest. Oh yeah, they do. I have a lot of things to buy at the end of the year, so this bento really saved me. Thanks. That's good. I was worried that you might not enjoy it, but I was also pretty proud of today's bento. So then I should have high expectations? No, don't expect too much.
The tea is ready. All right then, let's have lunch.
Mukai sat down on the chair and poured us each a serving of tea. It seemed that she ordered food. A multi-tiered lunchbox sat on the table. My heart raced as I focused on Sakuragawa, hurriedly unwrapping the bento I made next to me. Oh, it's meat! That's what I'm talking about! It's miso-marinated grilled pork. I hope you like it. All right, let's eat! That was fast. Sakuragawa threw a piece of meat into her mouth, not leaving me any time to brace my feelings. Then... Oh my god! It's so good! She looked at me with bulging eyes. It's really good, but the meat is tender, and this miso is amazing! It's so good! Thank you. I felt deeply relieved, and I was just about to unwrap my own lunchbox when... Oh no, you feel left out. You want to trade? She seemed to be glancing this way nervously. My eyes met with Mukai's. Mukai, would you like to try some of the pork too?
Is that okay? Then would you like to trade with my lunch?
Huh? That's fine, but...
You don't like eel? This place is supposedly known for its delicious eel.
Eel? That's too expensive to trade for something like my bento. Trader, she's starving for some home cooking.
I'm embarrassed to say, I'm not good at cooking those type of things. Geez, maybe I'm really going to be a cook in this route. I get by ordering food or getting bento from the basement level of the department store.
The embarrassed look that Mukai has as she said that looked kind of cute. I couldn't suppress my laughter. Then I'll gladly trade lunches with you. I traded my lunch for hers, and I focused on eating for a while.
That's really cute. Even though she always does this, I'm still amazed by Sakuragawa.
Mukai sipped her lunchtime tea and made offhanded remarks.
You were just at a crime scene earlier, and now you're eating meat like nothing happened.
That's true. I heard today's incident was an arson murder. The shadow in the fire from the video. I cupped my mouth reflexively. If you got delicate nerves like that, then you're not cut out for forensics. Sakuragawa offered her nonchalant assessment. A job's a job. You're the same way, right, Mukai?
I won't deny that.
The two of them shared a cheerful laugh together that made things feel pretty bright.
They're pretty cool.
Both as a citizen and as a police officer, I felt like I was pretty far away from being on the same level as they were. I can't believe there have been X-Day incidents 2 days in a row. Sakuragawa sighed dejectedly. 2 nights in a row, this is too much. The bed in the nap room is too hard for me. You must be very busy. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not like the incidents will be at our convenience. Besides, I hear the case this time will be solved pretty quickly. What? I just overheard that at the scene. Are we going to cheat? Are we going to get the answer here? As I made an involuntary reaction, Sakuragawa gave me a small wink, as if to send me a secret code message. I have already got a prime suspect, who's coming in under voluntary questioning tomorrow. According to the people from Section 1, it seems we'll be able to narrow down this case much faster.
Did they find evidence or something?
Well, I took as many samples as possible, but I'm just relaying what I heard when I was at the scene. I probably meant that was the limit of what Sakuragawa could tell me. I can't press the matter any further. What's wrong, Mukai?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that I heard the director say something earlier.
Uh-huh. Shiraishi?
Yes. In his oh-so-annoying way, he just smiled and said, "They pretty much know the guy already." And he wouldn't explain it to me. I know what he's doing. He's doing this on purpose to taunt me.
Calm down. That's nothing unusual, right?
It still pisses me off.
I seized upon my opportunity. Did Shiraishi say anything else?
Else?
They looked at me as if they wondered why I'd want to know something like that. Then Sakuragawa gave me a lifeboat. Hoshino seems to have some thoughts she wants to get organized about Shiraishi. I assume she wants information on the enemy. They are considering me as a member again. Oh my, is that so? Mukai stared at me with shining bright eyes. I understand. I truly understand. I feel like we'll get along very well. Thank you? If all three of us face him, we could someday show the director exactly what we're made of. Anyway, Mukai, you were saying earlier. What? Oh, yes, that's right. Anything else about the incident? Let's see. I think he was saying that they are just sacrificial pawns. Sacrificial pawns? Unfortunately, how and why things are like that is beyond the scope of my current understanding. That's okay. I'll let you vent another time. Let's call it a day. Sakuragawa gestured at the clock on the wall. It was time to finish our break. I wanted to get some more details, but it can't be helped. Email me, guys! I declined their offers to wash and return the bento boxes and retrieve them. That was delicious. Make it again sometime. If it's not too much trouble, I'd like one too. Yes, want to make it again. We'll have lunch together. I bowed deeply, then began returning to my desk a step ahead of them. December 8th, 4:32.
I'll go ahead and take my leave. Sorry.
Oh, thank you for all your hard work today. I yelled my goodbyes to Mochida and took a deep breath as I put down the phone. He said he was going to leave work early because he was working late yesterday, but it's already late again. Aw, poor guy. There were more calls today than yesterday. It was so bad, Mochida and the others didn't even have a moment to rest while they compiled their reports. I have to hurry. Impatience kept mounting. X day was steadily approaching. Listening to the residents, calming them. Until recently, those were my duties, but now I have to do whatever I can in order to solve the case. The calls were finally slowing down, so I figured that I should combine today's notes with yesterday's. Oh, but before that, I should check in just in case. I took out my cell phone, hesitated for a bit, and pressed the call button. Can you call someone besides Sasazuka? Can't you call Yanagi? Hello, this is Hoshino.
What is it?
So, should I stop by the agency this evening?
Don't need you. They won't give you a hint just because you came here.
I didn't mean it that way.
That's all.
Dick, what if I had something else to say? An incident happened today, too. He didn't even ask whether I had information. That's the low level of expectation that he had of me. I should improve my mood. Now wasn't the time to dwell on petty matters. Besides, as long as I pass Sasazuka's little test, he'll accept me. Yeah, I need to give it my all. I opened up the X-Day case review on my PC and took a deep breath.
Do you remember when Yanagi and I were talking earlier about how the perpetrator of today's would be caught soon? First, think about why that's the case. Then, based on your conclusion, find a common thread between the X-Day incidents as a whole.
Yesterday's shooting incident. Then today's arson incident. They seem to have pretty much isolated the suspect for both of them. Yanagi, Sasazuka, Shiraishi, and of course people from the investigation's headquarters have already reached that conclusion. The reason they determined the suspect so fast. I should think about this simply first. What would create similar characteristics? Let's see, if it was a previous suspect. What if they were suspects in previous crimes? It wasn't like the police were simply just folding their arms and passively observing the X-Day cases this whole time. They had a number of valid suspects and narrowed it down to just one person of interest. Even though there were reasons to doubt the others, they were released because they had watertight alibis. Even if they were released, if the case was unsolved, they wouldn't be left unmarked. Once a person was noted as important, they wouldn't evade an investigation dragnet easily. Especially not in a case of this magnitude. If you were suspected of being remotely tied to X Day, the police had tabs on you. What if there was someone out of the witnesses that didn't have an alibi for yesterday's and today's incidents? Naturally, they would be re-examined as a person of interest. The August case was an easy one.
The victim was a developer who worked on an online game that was the trigger for the August case.
Everyone pretty much agreed that the perp was someone who was harmed by the online bullying in some way. It wouldn't take much time to filter out the people from the witness pool who fit that characteristic. So, what about today's arson murder? Oh, that's right. I needed to do more research about today's incident, too. Although I saw the video, I was deluged with calls, so I knew nothing about the victims. On top of that, it wasn't confirmed that it was an X Day incident yet. The video, coin, and the Roman numeral, unless those all matched, we couldn't discount the possibility of a copycat criminal. Found it. Online news sites had already put together information on today's incident. The victim recently got out of jail. The charges were stalking and mayhem. If the August case was related to yesterday's incident, maybe today's incident was related to one of the previous X Day incidents? So the commonality would be... stalking... Maybe... I cast aside my worries about being too rash and began to search about a certain incident. Here we go. The case in July. It said that it was a stabbing death in self-defense, but just like today's incident, a stalker was killed. I can't believe that this commonality was so easy to see. The common aspect that the July case and the arson murder from today shared was stalking. The shared aspect between the August case and yesterday's murder was online games. I now saw that the two cases were related, but now the real problem begins. I sigh. Especially in the August case, wouldn't the crimes be committed by the same person? That's what I would assume. But Yanagi and Sasazuka both confirmed that was not the case, which meant that they already had definitive evidence to make that assertion. Furthermore, they were so sure of this without being part of the investigation's HQ. The excitement from almost unraveling this and the frustration of not knowing the answer intermingled. I'm under the same constraints as they are. I'm here at the station, but I don't really have access to the headquarters. I don't have any investigative experience, so I was at a disadvantage compared to them, but this wasn't an impossible task. Doesn't Sasazuka have access to more info than I do, though? As I responded to the occasional reports, I was absorbed with trying to formulate the best hypothesis I could think of. Whoa, why is there a scratchy black spot? Already we're at the sanctuary.
0. What's the meaning of having 2 consecutive incidents? There is only to be 1 countdown this month. For what reason? I'm certain that the executors will move on your command, but for our plan to proceed aberrantly would be to make her notice. Her, Ichika Hoshino. You mean your live experiment? You won't tell me the reason, though. Understood. Please excuse me.
I'm assuming that was right, though I don't really know. December 8th, 7:23. As I worked and thought deeply about the case, night had crept up. I went to the convenience store to buy dinner, and I was about to return to my desk.
Shut up! Don't touch me! Let go of me! Please calm down. If you don't, we'll book you for resisting arrest and obstruction of justice.
Hey, I remember you. You killed me once in Manego's route. You're pretty cute for a kid.
I'm telling you, I'm innocent. Damn it, let go! Let go of me! Calm down, we'll listen to what you had to say in the interrogation room.
I watched a man with a fiery temperament get surrounded by many investigators and taken away. Was that...
He's a person of interest in a recent murder case. The X Day one.
Huh? Don't scare me like that, Saiki. God, he's hot. Please give us a route for him in the fan disc. When I turned around, Saiki was standing next to me. I hadn't even realized it. He really did get caught. I thought it was a dream or something, and as I watched the disturbance get shuffled off out of my view, I apparently caused Saiki to worry.
Hey, are you alright? Are you tired?
Huh? No.
Really? You can't fool an old academy pal.
What's with that look? I'm telling the truth. I was just a bit surprised. Despite my protest, Saiki continued to eye me suspiciously.
You're off tomorrow, right? How about we go drinking or something tonight?
Sorry, I've already made plans tonight. I felt bad for Saiki, but my brain couldn't handle drinks and conversation right now. Oh, if you're hungry, you can eat this. Apparently I really shocked him by getting close that fast.
Huh? Hey, Hoshino!
What did I just give him anyway? After I pushed the plastic bag in my hand to him, I beat a quick retreat.
Oh, I guess I thought of something.
I'll just apologize to Saiki later. No wonder he turns out to be a bad guy. We totally friend-zoned him this whole game, even though he clearly likes us. Anyways, I need to contact him now. Maybe if we had just shown him a little love, he wouldn't have turned out to be so bad. After I took out my cell phone, I immediately dashed off to text Sasazuka. A person of interest was brought in for yesterday's murder.
As expected. Oh yeah, as for the test, your time's up when the second one is bought in.
What? He never told me that before. The sudden addition of a deadline stunned me. But it wasn't like arguing with Sasazuka was going to do any good. So, all I can do is get moving. I couldn't waste any time that I had. What should I start with first? I want to see if the coin from the arson this morning matched or not. Maybe Sakuragawa would know. Afterwards, I should see if I could get some information out of Shiraishi. Alright, so let's see, we gotta go to 4F, Field Operations Support.
Oh my, Hoshino. I'm sorry that you came all the way here. Unfortunately, the doctor is in today.
Mukai welcomed me with an expression that looked like she was at a funeral, and Shiraishi's face popped out from behind her.
Despite what Mukai's ramblings may lead you to believe, it's perfectly normal that I'm here.
And not exactly a horrible tragedy either.
Besides, you're obviously here because you have business with me, correct?
Yes. I nodded without hesitation, and Mukai opened up her eyes wide as if she'd seen something that was unbelievable.
Hoshino, I hope I'm assuming incorrectly, but have you fallen into this man's web?
No, Mukai. People come here for other reasons than falling in love with Shiraishi, you know. What?
Rude. This is by mutual consent.
No! That's not what that is. It's not like that.
I thought so. Phew, I'm so relieved. But make sure you keep your guard up.
Will do.
Be on guard, huh? I wonder what she was so worried about.
I think it's probably because you're always misleading people. I sighed, and then got down to business with the smirking Shiraishi. Actually, I have something I'd like to ask.
What is it? Oh, as I recall, you're being tested by Sasazuka, right? Is it about that?
It looked like my situation was common knowledge. Yes, I've been trying to solve it on my own. I'm close, but I'm stuck.
I'm not sure if I could be of any help, but I'll hear you out anyway.
Everybody else probably already knows the answer. So basically, whether or not he gives me hints would depend on his capricious mood. You should really just call Yanagi and ask. Nervously, I mentioned the aspects of the two incidents that I discovered last night. Then Shiraishi smiled faintly and shrugged his shoulders.
If you know that much, why are you stuck? Aren't you being a little hard-headed?
Shiraishi's expression turned to one of boredom, so I simply agreed with him. Probably. That's why I came to talk to you. I heard that, like Yanagi and Sasazuka, you were also saying the suspect would be apprehended shortly. Then wouldn't Yanagi be the logical one to ask, not him? Additionally, you said that they were a sacrificial pawn.
Did you get that out of Mukai or something? You are pretty good.
His eyes narrowed like the Cheshire Cat's and formed a fascinated arch. Looks like I was successfully able to pique his interest.
A sacrificial pawn is exactly what the term sounds like.
Nothing was clicking for me yet. Something was still missing. I think that the person of interest brought in today was probably someone that was a suspect from the past incidents. He had a watertight alibi at the time, but not this time. That's why it was so quick to narrow it down, right?
Yeah. Allow me to repeat what I said earlier. If you know that much, why are you stuck? Aren't you forgetting what the point of the X-Day incident is in the first place?
What?
They're kind enough to tell you on each video. What a pity that it's being ignored.
Did he just leave me? He left me with that and a disinterested sigh, as Shiraishi exited the room as if he had grown tired of playing with a toy. Why did you leave the office for that? You should have kicked me out. But I was struck speechless. I didn't even try to stop him. The cases with the connected aspects, sacrificial pawns, the purpose of the X-Day incidents.
Judgment has been passed as a preview of X-Day. This is not the end. Henceforth, we will continue to mete out justice to aid our nation's rebirth. Our name is Adonis.
That's right. The X-Day incidents aren't one-man crimes. Adonis is behind all of them. Although each crime is done by a different person, one organization is behind them all. So, individuals with motive may have perfect alibis, but still be tied to the crimes. If... The puzzle pieces scattered in my head were starting to form a picture now. Maybe that's what's going on here. My hands trembled, and I whipped out my cell. I typed a quick text. I know the answer. I'll head to the agency tonight. There was no response, but that didn't matter to me. I just wanted to meet with Sasazuka as soon as possible and learn if this was the right answer or not. Must know. Okay, now up to forensics. My other girlfriend. After I arrived at the forensics department, I happened to lock eyes with Sakuragawa. Are you going out? She left her desk immediately and waved as she walked toward me. Sorry you're still working. Actually, if you hear about the coin, it matched. That's all I got. I see. Sorry. See ya. Oh. I needed to know anyway. I thanked Sakuragawa as she returned to her desk, and I left the area. December 8th incident added. Many emotions mixed together, but I quickly headed back to my department. And now outside. It was late, and there were fewer reports, so I got ready to leave the station. I should probably call just in case. Sasazuka? Ah, Sasazuka. It's Hoshino. I was thinking of heading to the agency
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Don't come by today.
What?
Busy. Come tomorrow.
But the deadline.
If you have your answer, it still counts. Anyway, tomorrow. That's all.
Jerk. Sheesh, what a self-centered jerk. Exactly, you should show up anyway. Knowing Sasazuka, even if I assert myself and go, I'm sure he won't listen to me. Make him listen. I made a deep sigh and decided to give up and go home. No, be stubborn. Darn it, Ichika. There's much fewer people around here now. Before the quarantine, there would be people out even in the middle of the night. But right now, Shinjuku was eerily quiet. Before, there would be kids playing at that park over there. The children's park in the corner of my eye seems out of place. Speaking of which, I used to play in parks like that with Kazuki when we were small. I felt a strange sense of nostalgia, so I... You know what? I'm supposed to pass through, but... Alright, we're gonna save this for the next episode because I bet if I go to the park, I'll get one of the bad endings. So we'll save this for the next episode and we'll check that out and see if somebody else kills us. So I hope to see you there in that episode or some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.